Boom. Wow, peeps. What a summer 2022 was. Whew, it's still going. We still got 3 weeks left until officially summer switches over to fall. I'm sitting downtown Winnipeg at the corner of Gary Street and Portage Avenue, and I've just been here for about 7 to 10 minutes, just enjoying the atmosphere, feeling the air. It's a nice warm breeze. It's a cool breeze. It was a very hot day, plus 33 Celsius. Yeah, Winnipeg. And I'm sitting here just minding my business. You know, we got people, active transit, got bikes, we got all that stuff. And I'm sitting here, you know, we got homeless as well. There's a couple different people who have tried to talk to me or, you know, try to get change or whatever. I've also seen people score bicycle seats, and there was somebody with mental health issues who ripped off the top of a garbage can, and we all yelled because a group of people started joining around me. Hey, put the lid back on. He just waved his hands off, forget it. And then he just walked past us. We're like, dude, and the person that was sitting here was like, why'd you do that? Why are you being a goof? You're acting like said the N-word. And I was like, nah, don't you be using that. There's no need to use that kind of terminology to refer to a person that wasn't black or, you know, directly African, Caribbean, or Western Hemispheric, you know. And it was very interesting. So I had a learning session, we had conversation, they felt better. The people that were holding up the signs, walking by the couple, they told me to have a good night. I said to them as well, have a good night. So there's been lots of interaction, lots of conversation. Now, there are people who live in this city who would never, and I do mean never, even if I had a briefcase of cash sitting here, that would come and sit with me. And that's sad. I should have paused longer, made it more dramatic, because apparently everybody wants the drama nowadays. People don't understand the peace that we have right now. This is the calmness. This is the joy. This is what life is about. Pain, I'm in pain right now. However, until I told you, you wouldn't know. Because my joy outweighs my pain. My curiosity, my wonder, my wow outweighs the pain from the past, from current situations, and fills my cup and prepares me for if there's future situations. And knowing how life is and knowing the ebb and flow of life, that yes, definitely there's pain. Because to know joy, like real joy, you have to know pain. To really, really, really appreciate light, you gotta know the dark. You know what I'm saying? Like to be like, oh my God, it's light, you know? Yeah, for real. And what made me say, okay, that's it. I have to capture this moment because all this awesomeness happened. I'm tired. I got invitations to go to a foam party. I got invitations to go smoke hookah, go for a walk, go to a club, go smoke more hookah at a completely different place. You know, like some offers. Plus then I got my stuff I have to do or want to do, and people I want to meet, and people that want to meet with me. And then, you know, I know that we're going to be drinking and having a good time, and then all this different stuff. So the whole reason I sat here is because I wanted to listen to my body, take a few moments, even though all this chaos is going on, buses, in and out of service, people, all that, still find some peace. Calls, phone calls coming through. And what made me go, okay, you know what? I have to capture this moment. It's because it's 2022. Like, we're September 1st, 2022. And I just saw a vehicle that's not even supposed to be on the road until like next year. The Karma Revra. Google it. There's one, at least one. I've seen it a couple times, and I just saw it drive by. And as it was driving by, I was like, oh, there's the Karma. Literally, as I'm watching the Karma drive by this way, I hear the thunder rumble of a Lamborghini Aventador or something just cruise by the opposite way, like literally like left to right. And then moments after that, a couple good old boys Never meaning no harm. Tell me what show that's from. Drove by in like a late, I think it was like a 72 Nova. 68 to 72, somewhere in there, Nova. And it looked crisp. He took care of it. And then there was some people jaywalking, some 4 kids jaywalking as the, I guess they would be junior police. You know, were walking across there. They had an interaction with them earlier. These gentlemen were crossing the street over here. And so the car, gave a nice little boom. And it was loud. And I'm like, wow, he's got a monster in that hood. And the kids, you know, their attention was alerted. It's just like motorcycles, you know. They wanted motorcycles to have mufflers so that people could hear them. It gets people's attention. So the kids didn't get hit. The hot rod got to flex. He got to get his exhaust, the tone that he's been working on for all these years, building that thing to just echo off all these buildings just so amazingly. And I got to witness it all. Just from taking a few minutes to sit downtown in Winnipeg, Manitoba, center of Canada, center of the continent. Portage-Maine is right there. Wherever those lights are on the building, that is Portage-Maine. That's the center. And we have condos right across the street. We have 2 condo buildings right across the street. And we have a brand new huge tower just built back over there. We have a new complex, hotels and stuff being built, True North Square. They're adding on to True North Square. And that's all within 7 to 10 minutes of walking. This gentleman here is walking. It's amazing. And what's even more amazing is that yesterday at like 2 in the morning, I was having a conversation with a young lady and another lady, and one is a little bit older than the other, more experienced, whatever, and one is more traveled than the other. And they were talking about the city. They were talking about Winnipeg and how, like, the one person was like, oh man, Winnipeg sucks. And then the other person was like, Winnipeg is the best. And I was like, and she goes on to say, it's the best. I've lived in Brazil. I've lived in Chile. I come to Winnipeg. Winnipeg's the best. And the other girl was like, what? Well, I guess I think that because I've never left Winnipeg. I was like, there it is. And immediately me and the other individual who's been from somewhere else or is from somewhere else bonded. And we secretly knew and agreed and understood that at that moment, thanks bro, sorry bro, man, that she couldn't go without letting this girl know that Winnipeg is amazing. She's like, the cultures, the food. It's like she went on, and she has a Latina accent, right? Like, and that's something that I have heard about since I got to Winnipeg. And one of the interesting things is, boom, you guys good? Bless. People of color, Black, Afro, Caribbean people, Western Hemispheric people. It's amazing. That's one of the reasons why I stayed in Winnipeg. When I first got here, I was like, wow, there's so many people from all over the continent, all over the Caribbean, all different islands, and they all repping hard. They all rep hard in Winnipeg. And the mayor at the time told me, he said something interesting he had put in the newspaper. Oh, I read it. And then later on he confirmed it for me. That Winnipeg had a self-esteem problem. And I had never, like when I first got here and I read that, I was like, I've never heard a mayor say that out loud, like in public. I've heard mayors secretly talk about it. But this one mayor, and that was one of the reasons I stayed in Winnipeg. You know, because if your mayor was willing to be authentic and be like, hey, listen, I recognize the problem. And this is what I'm going to do to fix that. Give us some chutzpah back again, you know? When I first got here, people were telling me the Jets were going to come back. I was like, I don't think so. I've spoken about this before openly. I was a naysayer, and I'm Mr. Positivity. I can pretty much find a positive situation out of almost anything, you know? And bus 1111 just drove by. Just I looked up. I'm in the pocket. I'm in the zone. We all know what those numbers mean. So, oh my goodness, it's so awesome. Hey, bro. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I don't have anything right now, man. All right, bro. Stay safe. Stay strong. And this mayor, this leader of your city, he brought the Jets back. I was like, nah, Jets ain't coming back. Come on, you guys lost them. You lost them, right? Because you didn't support. You didn't show up. Whatever. And then people told me, nah, man, you gotta believe in it. Believe. And 2011, what happened? Jets came back. And several years after that, they went to the semifinals, or you know, they at least were in the top 5-6 of their divisions, consistently there for a minute. Man, I was in love with them. I am still in love. I made a theme song, and then we made it even better. I went over to, I had a theme song idea for the Jets, and then I went and made it even better with Jason Gordon at Studio 11. Some people understand. And Watching Jets Fly was born. And like everybody sings that song. Old people, young people, people of color, people not of color, old people, racist, angry people that are still stuck in their ways. They were getting down to it. They didn't know it was with me. If they would have saw the video, they're, oh, I can't stand that shit. But they were singing the song, they were dancing to it, and hopefully it becomes, you know, the official theme song, because it's timeless. And it's designed for fans, and it's designed so that even little babies, 2-3-year-old little kids who are just getting into hockey, just understanding what it's like to fly on ice, right? Like, right? To understand that. They were getting down, right? It was so blessed. Everything in the city, it's like the culmination of so many different energies and history. This is the oldest place I've ever been in my life, city-wise. Like, the house I lived next to was built in 1894, and it's still standing. People lived in it just up until a couple months ago when they moved out. That's for real. And additionally, there were people here that met here 6,000 years ago. Look, groups of females walking together, all hanging out downtown. We're downtown, man. We outside. Like, they're in like a crew. I love it. They're all supporting each other. And then we got dudes coming this way, down the street. We got the scooter crew. Oh, there's the Karma. Oh, the Karma just drove by. Oh, I wish I could. Oh, man, hopefully he'll come back again and I'll be paying more attention. But either way, I just wanted to capture this moment in downtown Winnipeg and share it with each and every one of you. Don't believe the hype, but yet believe the hype, right? Because, you know, it's the heart, and sometimes the heart pumps A, sometimes it pumps O negative, be negative, but sometimes it's mostly pumping, be positive. You know what I'm saying? And I know Jay-Z and many other people, Frank Sinatra, you know, they all spoke about, you know, New York. If you can make it there, you can do it. You can make it anywhere. Well, that's true for anywhere, technically. Any city you live in, if you can make it in Calgary, you can make it anywhere. And that's what I believed when I grew up in Calgary. I was like, man, if I can make it here with all this racism and discrimination and hard times and isolation and all the traumatic things that happened to me in Calgary, boom. Okay, that gave me the courage and the dexterity and the chutzpah. There's that word again. More people. Right? Walking around downtown Winnipeg. There's a dude out here sprinting. He's trying to make that green light. Make that bus. He's running. You're a good runner, man. Holy. That dude's full on sprinting. He's trying to catch his bus. He's trying to get to his bus stop. Nice. You got it. See? We have good transit. You know? So good that people run for it. Either way, I'm just gonna wrap this up because I'm sure everybody's like, okay, come on. My little sister, I know for sure, would have turned this off or stopped watching it however long ago. But, you know, apparently there's some people that want to find out about the real Winnipeg and they want to know about my perspective on it. And my perspective is this: they have a winning football team, and you know I love my Stampeders, right? So when they play each other, it's like this inner turmoil, this inner conflict happens, but it's all good because I found balance in it. And this is just Thursday night, first day of September, last like weekend before everybody gets back into their school routines and stuff like that. Back into the grinds. Sorry? Nah, bro, I'm good. Thanks, man. Right? I could have got some green right there. Even more than this green. Hey, don't be scared of your city. Love your city. Love wherever you at. Love it. Be a part of it. Go out, walk around, meet friends, talk to people, say hello, say goodbye. But have your wits about you, right? Always have your wits about you, though. Okay? Because, yeah, I'm still out here, but, you know, I'm not on my phone per se, distracted and disconnected with my headphones on. But yeah, I am distracted because I'm capturing this moment with you guys. And it's really, really cool to be able to do this. There's places in this world where I can't do this. I cannot do what I'm doing right now. As simple as this is. Sitting here, talking to all these different people, getting offered weed. You know, like I can go, like, think about that for a minute. If you smoked weed before 2017, you were technically breaking the law. Technically, right? And think about this. There are people who are making money now, 2022, at stores who are racist still, who are discriminatory still, who have issues still with people like me, but they're selling weed that people like me and or other people like me or you have been persecuted for. Think about that. In addition to those stores being open, there are still people on the street who will walk up to you and supply you with weed, if that's what you want. Like if you want cannabis. Hello, gentlemen. Winnipeg Police Cadets right there. I feel safer already. And now the police officers can go and respond to real stuff. So now imagine if these four people, these four cadets walking around, okay? And we kind of like change it a little bit. So instead of police showing up to wellness checks or people on the street or distressed mental health issues, challenges, you have same team like that, 4, but instead you have a mental health crisis expert, psychologist, whatever. You have a nurse, either registered nurse or LPN or you have a cadet, someone who is trained in being able to, because sometimes people get unruly, so trained and knowledgeable in how to deal with, crisis situations, has the power to be able to restrain if necessary, and be able to have direct contact with the authorities, the police, or if we need ambulance or whatever. Okay, so that's 3. And then the 4th person can be like outreach worker, someone who is of the streets, from the streets, evolved from the streets, someone who's like a social worker, who is able to talk and flow freely with different groups and ethnicities and has experience of the needs and wants of addiction and all those kind of things. You have 30 sets of 4. That's 120. You pay each one of them, let's say, $60,000 a year. Let's just say $60,000 to start. So that's $240,000 per group. Okay, for a year, salary, everything all in, benefits, everything, mat leave, whatever they need. You have 10 of those groups, that's $2.4 million. You have 20 of those groups, that's $4.8 million. You have 30 of those groups, you have just over $3 million, close to 4. And then you have vehicles for them, so vans, or electric vehicles, hydrogen vehicles, hybrid vehicles, and you buy them all. So all 30 groups have a vehicle. So that's 30 vehicles, top of the line, custom designed, $60,000 per each. Or $50,000 each. $50,000 each times 30. What? Right? 1 million plus decals plus cleaning, all that shit, right? So now you're up to about $6 million a year, $7 million a year, all in. And then you get them all new radios. You train specifically people on the receiving end over in the 911 area. You get a whole group of people that can specifically deal with these kind of mental health issues on an office level and be able to redirect them to counseling and or find out which intake center can accept them if they need monitoring or detox, all that kind of stuff. Have a full unit with 20 people, 20 reps, okay? And you pay them all a little bit more because they're right there. They have to deal with all the crisis and the stress and all that kind of stuff, and they have to be really, really organized and stuff. So, boom, they're getting $70,000, $80,000 a year. It's another $1.6 million. And then what else? So you're taking a vehicle, transport the people, then you're going to need marketing and advertising. So the people on the street and the people who are homeless or home challenged will be aware of who these people are and that the shift is coming. So, these people are crooks here in media, so you got to spend another $1 million. And that's a lot for advertising. And that's all across Manitoba, okay? Specifically here in Winnipeg, you started here in Winnipeg, but everybody across Manitoba knows. So that if you're coming in from way up north, any of our First Nations areas, they come to town, or they come from Nunavut or whatever to come for surgery and stuff like that, they're already aware. They know that, hey, if I'm in crisis, I call this number. Oh yeah, you have to have a dedicated line or dedicated number. I'll call these people. It clears up all the lines for 911. It clears up all the lines for the non-emergency line, because I have our own dedicated number, like 1212. Right? Just something simple. You dial 1212 or text 1212. Boom. You're automatically connected to one of our team. And we're out here. The people are out here all night, all day. You have shifts, obviously, because you have 30 teams. So you can have 10 teams in the morning during the morning hours, 10 during the day or whatever, it's higher traffic, and then 10 at night. And now you have all these people employed, all these people who specialize. You have a whole team of people that are working together that are solidified in the desire to help and to stimulate and to encourage and to love every person that they interact with. As opposed to the system that is right now, where we have the police, the overlords, and Overwatch, that kind of like, I'm having a bad day, so I'm gonna bust your neck and take it out on you. Officers driving around, bulletproof vests, tweaking the whole day long off coffee and whatever else that they're on. They see the worst of the worst of the worst all day long, day after day, 12-hour shifts, you know, and it starts to jade them. I've had friends who were homies, like, who became police officers, and we had to distance ourselves. And upon one of the last conversations that we had, they were able to clarify for me so I could understand. I could have clear insight into what it is to be a police officer. This is something that can be done. It's doable. The whole thing would cost maybe $10 million a year. And that would fund all of it, okay? Every year, $10 million. And $10 million. And that's my understanding of the defund the police. That's my understanding of, instead of spending 10 to 15, $20 million getting more bigger weapons, more tactical equipment and machinery, vehicles and stuff, it's not going to help. Let's lead it. And that's what Winnipeg does. Winnipeg does lead. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I feel that energy to help change and to help do bigger than me. When I was in Calgary, I did pretty good, but I was definitely focused on the good life, you know? I did an album called The Good Life. If you listen to it, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and especially if you listen to the title song, you'll definitely understand what I'm talking about. Hopefully. And if you don't, then you can reach out and I can clarify for you. But I learned, man. I learned after that album. I saw, I traveled, I talked to people. And I not so much woke up, because I was already woke. I just wiped the coal out my eyes, see who's this paging me and why, you know? And like Winnipeg was paging me. The universe was telling me, hey, you need to go to Winnipeg. You need to go see what's going on. Now, think about this. If we took, let's say, $100 million from the police budget, allocated $10 million to this project that I have, this idea that I just shared with you guys, and then you have $30 more million to go buy new electric and or hybrid ambulances, so we can get more ambulances, new top tier stuff, futuristic stuff, and then so that's 30 plus 10, so about 40 million, okay. Then you spend another 35 million on transit, so you finally get a light rail system in here, or we can get something that rides above. Can't really go below because Winnipeg is on sand. We're at the bottom of what was known as Lake Agassiz. At one point in time, where I am sitting right here was under 4 kilometers thick of ice. And then it melted and it turned to a huge lake. That lake dried up, and we are at the bottom of that lake, pretty much. And the Red River and the Assiniboine Rivers are the last little trickles of all the tributaries that used to lead to it, which then lead into our Great Lakes that we have just north of the city. We have 2, not just 1, 2 Great Lakes. They're not the Great Lakes like over in Ontario, but hey, our lakes, largest freshwater lakes in like pretty much the world, you know, like definitely top 2 or 3 if I'm not mistaken, if not number 1s. It's amazing. So you can't really build subways because the ground shifts and it's sand. So what are we gonna do? We can go up, we can build it so they're like above, or we can build them so they're on the road, widen some of these roads, these streets, and that's $80 million total. So we still have $20 million left, which we can use for beautifying projects.
One of the ones that you forgot.
Boom. Like beautifying projects. You can also give $10 million of that to the arts, and for grants and for incubators. So you can split that up, $10 million. And you still have some change left over. So you can throw like a big party if the Jets win. And or we can have a combined sport party. So we have our Gold Eyes, which are champions, which were champions, and I believe they're probably going to be again. We have our Winnipeg Blue Bombers, which are also champions. You bring our Winnipeg Jets, which are almost champions, but they're champions in our hearts. And you bring, Valor, right? You bring, you bring those teams all together, and we throw like a huge party. And we allow, even like, you know, like we allow people who've never seen a Jets game or never seen a Bomber game or an FC football club game, gets the opportunity to see the teams and to see the players and to know that they're all repping for the same city and that we're here and that we're all having a great time and we're all in this together and we are in fact stronger together. So I said I was going to cut this short like a long time ago, and that time has come. Well, ladies out here riding bikes and stuff in the middle of the night, bro. Like, there's life here. There's dudes going by there. There's people